Nice.
Jovic again. He's going in for the dunk.
Damn!
Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We talking Nikola Jovic, man. Nikola Jovic, very similar to the Joker's name out in Denver, but different nevertheless. This is part of my series that I've been doing about trying to find the newest Spurs that the Spurs could potentially pick up in the 2022 draft. If you didn't catch my last video, I will have that linked above in the description. Now we're going to take a look at Jovic and see if he is the answer to our needs up front. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay guys, I'll jump straight into it. Nikola Jovic, he has the potential to really fill up the stat sheet for our San Antonio Spurs, for our team. You know, he's had some explosive games, you know, the last year or so that has shown flashes of greatness similar to his Serbian, you know, counterpart in Denver, the Joker, but he hasn't necessarily locked into that consistency. He's only averaging around 12 points, 6 rebounds for the season, you know, in the Serbian league. So, you know, he hasn't quite gotten there yet, but he has shown flashes and potential of greatness. And that's what the Spurs should be looking for. We're not going to get the ready-made player that we want, you know, even though this is a healthy draft. You know, there's no Tim Duncan, no David Robinson around the corner to save us. But this kid could be the difference maker for this team because he has the potential to play the 4 position, but he has the mobility of a 3. You know, 6'10", 19 years old, kind of young, can shoot the 3, you know, anywhere on the court. But the key difference between him and maybe a Keegan Murray or maybe a Jalen Duren or even my boy Pat that I did a video on last time is that he is looking to get other people involved. His passing touch is great, man, and very similar again to the Joker in Denver. You know, they don't just share the name, they share a similar skill set of looking for their teammates, looking for, you know, cutters at the basket, making the game easier for our other players, man. So he could really be an asset with his passing alone. Now, this is an aspect of his game that is, you know, prevalent on the scouting reports, you know, draft.com, ESPN, you know, Sporting News, you know, on YouTube, everywhere you see that he's a great passer, but that's not necessarily reflected in his stats. You know, he's only averaging around 3 assists a game. So, you know, you're really, you know, rolling the dice on potential, you know, on the potential and the skill set he will bring to the league, okay? And, you know, he does have some downside to his game. He doesn't have a great vertical really at all. Like, he can dunk the basketball, but when you think about putting him against some of the athletes in the NBA, you got to question that. You know, he's not the quickest player around. He's very crafty, very smart. But I worry about his size and his frame because he really kind of reminds me of Luka in a way. Not necessarily in skill set, but just his frame and even just the look on his face. And I just don't want to get caught up in, you know, that deer in the headlights type of player or type of prospect that's going to take 3 years to do something. But I gotta tell you, man, when I think about the Joker in Denver and how he has really just put that team on the map and made them an instant, you know, playoff berth team and really a contender because they're missing their Murray, you know, and that's why they've been struggling here and there, but they're still, you know, a top tier team in the Western Conference when they're healthy. When I think about what he's done for their team and I see this guy, similar name, similar skill set, similar program, even similar backgrounds. You know, they both started as point guards at some point, and you know, they got the growth spurt, they grew up, but they didn't lose their, you know, their craftiness. They didn't lose their ability to pass the ball. They didn't lose their desire to make the people around them better. And the San Antonio Spurs, a team that passes the ball, we already lead the league in team assists anyway. To add him to our squad with our philosophy could really be a game changer, not for just the Spurs organization in the win column, but for him personally, for Jovic personally. It could take his game to the next level. all in all, he checks a lot of boxes for the San Antonio Spurs. We need a stretch four, someone that can make people pay from beyond the arc. He can do that. Someone that can move out the basketball. He can do that. Someone who isn't afraid to drive to the cup. He doesn't have the greatest vertical, but he's not afraid of the contact. He's not afraid to take it to the hole, take it to the rim. And also, we need someone who's unselfish, willing to pass the ball, willing to get his teammates involved. And this guy could really come in and help us. You know, it always comes down to the Spurs, you know, drafting him and bringing him over immediately, and also Pop giving him a chance to play and not really playing it safe like he did with Luka. And I hate to keep bringing Luka up because obviously Luka isn't as talented, but at the same time, I always get a little nervous with Pop and foreign players sometimes because he does have the tendency to let them stew on the bench. I mean, I guess it's not even a foreign thing. He does that with a lot of rookies when you really think about it. And this guy looks like his confidence could be shaken a little bit if he doesn't get a chance to play. So that's one of the things I'm worried about initially. At the end of the day, I think this guy can help the Spurs. I do put him above probably Pat Baldwin on my list because he does seem a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more consistent, and a little tougher than he does. So I do think he'll be the person I will go with. Not quite ready to put him over Jalen right now or Keegan Murray right now, but we shall see. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this pick, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.